Hi guys, thanks so much for joining us. How beautiful is it today?
Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous out. What an awesome spring day.
And you just so happen to be at my house.
I just so happen to be here.
I wonder why.
Went to work today and I just showed up here.
Yeah.
I just said hi. How are you?
For a big reason. So we're happy you guys joined us because you know, I don't know.
I might cry.
No, don't cry.
Just warning
Don't
people,
cry.
I might cry.
Don't cry. Thank God I have waterproof makeup on. Don't
know.
cry. We do that well together.
I know we do.
Hi
Okay.
guys. Yeah, and when
As
you pop
jump on, say hi.
Yes,
Say
thank you.
hi.
We might need this support.
I know, really.
So, you know, a lot of you guys know my story, know Tammy's story, or maybe not. Some of you are new, or you're just stumbling upon this video like, who are these two chickies? What are they doing? But I really wanted to take an opportunity. We wanted to share a little bit about us and our story and a really important pivotal moment and pivotal moments like in general. You know, I think we have these pivotal moments all the time and sometimes we don't acknowledge that they're whoa.
We don't even know that they are in the moment, I think. I think sometimes we just take this like leap and we're, you know, there's a lot of fear around it, so we don't realize it's a pivotal moment until you look back on it. And then once in a while, you know that you're making a move that's going to be a pivotal moment. I think that's both. But.
I agree. Right. You don't know what's going to come of something. So Tammy and I met years ago, 12, 13 years ago, working in a nonprofit organization, working with families. And I didn't know her well. We worked in different programs. I didn't know her well. But what I remembered is when she was leaving, I remember I was like,
where are you going?
You know, I was like, oh my gosh, you know, where are you going? And she shared that she was getting this job in a court system. And I'm going to be honest, I was like, oh, wow, you got this job. And I was envious. You know, I had tried to get into the state, you know, a state job for years, and anyone knows it's so difficult to get. And I was happy, but I was jealous. Like there was a side of me that was like, how'd she do that? You know, and it didn't last long because I remember her saying to me, and you barely knew me, very early on, like, you know, if I hear anything, I'll let you know. And I just remember being like, wow, like, she doesn't have to do that. Like, that's awesome because, you know, you guys know, it's kind of who you know. You know?
Right.
And so that was
for sure.
12 or so years ago.
Yep.
And
that was 13.
13 years ago.
13 years ago. Yeah, 12 years ago, something like that. And then I was working there for about a year, and I was still working outpatient with one of your clients, and that's how we got a chance to know each other more. And then the court decided they wanted to expand, so I called you, and you were like, oh my gosh, you know. And I remember that, like, I remember the fear that I heard in her voice. She would ask me like 1,000 questions. You were like emailing me all the time, like, what do I need to know for this interview? And like there was so much comfort, I think, for you in what you were doing where you were, because you were there for years. And it was, as much as you were, I think, envious of me, there was still that fear of taking that step.
Sure, guys, like, you know your job. You know what to do every day. There's comfort in that, right? Like, I don't really want to change. Like, I'm kind of good at what I do. Let's just leave that alone. And it was like,
even
oh my God.
Even if it's not your passion anymore, even if it was once your passion during the day and you were psyched to get into work, and then over time you've lost that and it's not exciting, and quite frankly on Sunday night you're dreading it, or after vacation you're dreading returning.
And that's what was happening.
Even still with that, you're still scared, you know, you're still so scared.
And so there was a time for a change, and so luckily I got the interview, I got the job, and Tammy and I became really close friends, working like
this close.
You know, and so we were together every day for years, and man, we loved our job.
I know, we did.
Like, we were passionate about it. I enjoyed going. It was
That's what people would say about both of us. They were like, you guys are so passionate about it, because we were. We would vehemently fight for those things that we believed were right for the kids and the families that we worked with, and then time
happens. We change, life happens, you know, politics, job freezes, pay freezes, not being acknowledged, not being appreciated, the same thing year after year. And I started to not know why I was just not performing the way I knew I could. I wasn't excited to go. And I mean, I think that happens, you know. I tried, but I just think we were just like, and I remember feeling an itch, and I didn't know what it was. And I was like, you know, is this it? Like, is this what I'm supposed to do?
Right.
And maybe it is, but could I add something? And for me, you know, fitness and health, and I went to the gym every day, and
she was the gym rat girl. I was the 215-pound mom. Like, you were the one that was picking up the kids after work and going to the gym. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. And, you know, even with those differences, we were such good friends.
But you also you had another side business. We both had an itch to do something else.
Entrepreneurial spirit, I think. Like this drive to do something else. Like,
well, we also needed the money.
You know?
I mean, I needed the money. You know, we needed the money. And I was like, how do I get it doing something? If it's going to be at night and on the weekends, I better like it, right? I better like it, because
I didn't want to go back to bartending.
I didn't want to get mad.
I didn't want to go back to waiting tables.
No.
And I didn't want to go back to bartending. I wanted to do something that was on my schedule, and so we were both kind of doing a little bit of that to supplement family income.
And then my company actually shut down. I was doing a makeup company, and they shut down. You were doing jewelry and bags, and we just were trying. I mean, let's be honest. Like, it's hard out there. We live in Connecticut and taxes, and we just couldn't make, there was too much month at the end of the pay.
Right, for really.
There was too much month. I was running out of my money. And so
never enough time for extras. I mean, forget about just being able to meet I say all the time, I couldn't fill my gas tank at one point. It was scary. Forget about a vacation the one I just came back from. There was no even feeling of that in sight. So then to continue to go to a job where your passion isn't there anymore, you know, you feel lost. I think for a while I felt lost, and I remember talking to somebody about feeling like I wasn't being paid what I was worth, you know, that I was working really hard, and I had this passion, and we were on a freeze for 3 years. We got no COLA, no cost of living, no improvement in our salary, and the benefits kept increasing in costs. And I was told, well, you know, if you don't like it, you can find something else. And I was like, ooh, that was
hurt.
Yeah, but it was real. I mean, I think it was kind of that punch in the gut I maybe needed.
Yeah.
And
so that's why we had something on the side to supplement, to not
that
live
I never
on credit
thought
cards.
would. Yeah, I mean, for you, you know, she was way into the business right from the beginning because she was excited about it, and fitness was her passion. Fitness is not my passion.
So I started I really started about 8 months before you, but not terribly long.
Nope.
You were on a health journey of, oh my gosh, how many pounds? I mean,
65 pounds.
So
that I've taken off and kept off. Yeah.
You know, and I think that's where a lot of people are, a lot of coaches are. They start and they're like, well, I have to do me right now. And this is a perfect example.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking oh my gosh, I just want to tell everybody. And that's how I was, just because I was so excited, because it was so fun. I just found it fun.
So fun.
And then, you know,
and the community and the people and just,
And so, you know, we just did our thing. But I think what was different is when I invited Tammy, I think, and this happens a lot, is there was a trust, right? I think what holds a lot of us back is fear. I'm not going to be good. I'm not going to have enough help. I won't know what to do.
Can I do this? Is this real?
And so I think what's so wonderful is, thank God we had that relationship, because you were like, she got my back.
Yep.
You know, and I think anyone that knows me or that joins the team, there's that relationship. So, you know, we have your back.
Yep.
But a lot of people don't know us that well yet, and they're like,
right.
Yeah, you know,
no,
not right now.
Right.
And I get that, because
I totally get that.
The unknown is really, you have to just do it, and that's so easy to say. Just do it. That takes work. That just didn't come.
It takes conditioning of just knowing it's. If you overthink it, it's never going to happen. All your emotions are going to flash in if you keep thinking, and you're going to go into all of that stuff. If it's in your gut to just do it, then sometimes you just have to do it. You have to take that pivotal moment by the horns and just make it happen.
And sometimes just say, well, what's the worst thing that's going to happen?
Right.
What's the worst thing that's going to happen?
What's the worst case scenario? That's how I live.
And because maybe it won't work.
Right.
And some things don't work.
If it doesn't work, I'm still fat. If it doesn't work, I'm still broke. If I don't...
I'm not dead.
Right. I'm not dead. My family's intact, and, you know, and maybe I'm going to get healthier. Maybe that's a good byproduct of this whole thing.
And it's the same as when, you know, 2.5 years in, and this business is just flourishing, and I'm looking at doing both of these things and how to manage, and a pivotal moment was wow, I don't want to do this anymore. And that was what? that paycheck, the security, those benefits, Shane. And I was like saying, I don't think I want to do this anymore. And that was like, did I just say that? Those words come out of my mouth? And then they were in the universe. I had said it. And then I started planning, because I'm a planner. I'm pretty conservative. I started planning, and the plan was a long plan. I mean, it wasn't a few months. It was
We've
like
been planning
18 months.
A long time, separately and together. Because
Yeah.
I think you know, that's why we do so well as a team, both of our teams together and separate, because we lean on each other. We love each other. We build relationships with each other. These are my best friends. And so when you're struggling with something like that, you can lean on somebody else who understands what it is you're going through. And yeah, like, this was a long coming plan. You had done a lot of preparation for it. People act like these decisions are, they're pivotal moments, but they also do come with planning.
And they were hard. And so we understand that, whether it's joining any company or our team, this is uncomfortable. This is scary. So leaving that other job to go to the court, scary. And then to decide I'm going to leave my career that I got, I went to school like 18 years, and I put 10 years of heart and soul. I'm going to leave that. Like, that is, I can't, it's hard for me to even put into words, to be honest. But it was a careful plan. It was a careful plan, and I just had to do it. If I was going to make this new career everything I knew it could be, that had to go. And I needed to take a leap of faith.
Speaking my language,
and I also
girl.
had you, to say, you can do this, you can do this, because I'm like, what
I
if?
was cheering
Like,
you
I'm not
on,
sure, like, what if? And, and the paycheck's gone, and what, oh my gosh, and this is freakish, and, and then I just put in the letter. And then in July, I walked away. And we're coming to you guys today, because today, Tammy put in the letter.
I did. I put in the letter, and it was, it was the most freeing experience. I wasn't scared. The fear isn't there. The planning has been all the way along the way it needed to be. And I decided that same thing, that I have this amazing opportunity that I have such passion and love for, and the more passion and love grows over here, the less I have for what I used to, and that it's not fair for me to continue to do that. It's not fair for me to, I love the people that I work with so very much, and I'm going to miss them immensely, but it wasn't fair for me to continue to do this. It's not, I'm good with my decision, and so I put in my letter today.
What this can mean for building, honestly,
what I
the
can
life
give,
you want to build.
What I can give
that
to,
you couldn't
to my
do.
daughter, what I can give to, to my challengers, to my team, to the people who put their trust in me, who are scared when they started.
Who can spend more time with me during the day because I'm all alone.
We can come be working together again, back to back. Wait a minute, does your office have enough space?
I'll figure it.
Yes, our empire, Melissa, you're totally right. Like, it's just, I mean, the fact that I have control over that I don't have to worry about somebody else telling me I'm not going to get a raise this year. I have complete and utter control over whether I get a raise this year or I don't.
And I think what's important is, because I know I talk a lot about this with people, is this isn't because you can't do both.
No,
this is because
absolutely not. It's because I did do both for a while,
for a long time, for years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm coming up on my August 1st will be my 5-year anniversary with Beachbody. I started as a discount buyer, somebody who wasn't working the business, so it was just 4 years in March, but it was 4 years. Now that time passed anyway, and that's the funny thing. I'm like, when it comes out of my mouth, I'm like, wow, that was 4 years.
So it seems like 4 years is a long time, but it's gonna be 4 years anyway.
And it's been a year since you left, and it feels like that was yesterday. So the time just trucks on. I'm sure you guys look at your kids and think that too. Like, when did that happen? The time's going to move on. It's what you're gonna do with that time, and this life is freaking amazing. Like, this is an amazingly beautiful existence if you choose to make it that way. Like, period, end of story. Like, you wake up every day and you're given these opportunities, and if you don't take them and you overthink them and you
You're paralyzed.
You're
you become
completely
paralyzed, and nothing happens. And so
Yeah.
you could have been paralyzed, and we would be. It's still 4 years later.
Yep.
It's 2017, and your life would probably be fine. Let's say
Right.
it would be fine,
Right.
but you'd be in the same place.
Yep.
So you can choose to just continue to do what you keep on doing, or you can choose to say, "This is not going to be really comfortable, but I'm going
Right.
to just do this because time's passing anyway."
That's right.
And that's what I
Right.
think you chose to do.
Totally
is
today.
Let's.
It was so, like, I got so much support from everyone today. You can see almost a little bit of the feeling that you had when I was leaving you at that other job. It was like, oh, and I guess all I have to say to anyone who's looking at that and going, oh, I wish I had what they have, like, you don't have to be envious. You just have to decide to do something that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And that may not be what we do, but if it is what we do, then we want to help you. Like, we love doing what we do, and we love to mentor other amazing people to a life more realized than what they had.
But do what
But
you
yeah.
want to do, whether that's
Absolutely.
healthcare or skincare or makeup or
Yeah.
or
Right,
whatever, or just quitting that job or getting
Right.
that job or asking for the promotion,
Yep.
because time's going to pass anyway, and we're here to say that we are moms. Like, there's
Social
nothing
workers.
really overly special about me. Like, it's just,
Nope.
I just
relentless
jumped
pursuit
in.
of a life
and
that-
then we worked every day.
Yeah, that's right.
And not crazy. We worked. I mean, when you love it, it really is so fun.
Right.
So I
Absolutely.
never thought, I
No,
was
like when you're, and I'm sure you guys know that some of you out there may be watching this and be like, I love my job. So you know what I mean when I say you don't feel like you're working
All the time.
You go in early, maybe you stay late.
or fitness professionals, personal
Absolutely.
trainers.
Yeah.
They're probably staying after with their
Like, I love
clients.
it.
That you love it.
That's-
This is an extension. Like,
That's right.
this is,
That's right.
you're already doing that. This is another piece of that puzzle.
Yeah.
You know, well, you teach 4 fitness classes a week. Okay, this is an extension of that passion,
Right.
that love. And I never.
And you have better skill than
I know, and I
Right.
can't even
you
do.
You bring something else to the table that
A
I
yoga
don't
pose.
necessarily have.
Right.
I'll be certified in Court of Force this summer, but
I'm gonna join you in that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna join you in that.
So, but
Anyway,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, the passion has to be there, guys. Just know this life can be anything you want it to be, and
Yeah.
you just have to take those moments and go for it.
And thank you for the support and
Yes.
for following us.
Thank
and
you
I hope
so
you
much.
guys continue to do that. And this is exciting. This is a new journey. This means more time to do what
I just
we
cried a
love. I know, that was really good. I know, that
I
was
know.
really good. And thank you for, I couldn't imagine having this day and you not being here. So I was
I
like,
know.
no, you
I was
gotta,
like, okay, I gotta come over.
You have to come over.
Well, you know what? Actually, let me just, as I'm ending, if you're bored, you can turn this off. But I this morning texted that I was going to be a few minutes late because my daughter needed something, and it was like I had to tell somebody I was going to be late this morning, and I just searched somebody's name that I work with, and I pulled up this old thread that Shane was on, and she's like, "I'm not coming in today," like laugh face, and I was like, "Oh, you're hilarious." But it was just so funny that like the universe
like a
is.
sign.
It was totally a sign, and then
'Cause
I
you've never done
literally
that before.
walked into my desk and I have had her letter from a year ago. It was May 5th. This is my letter for retirement, but this May 5th last year, she wrote a letter saying she was resigning. So we're 3 days away, and I pulled that letter out just because I love to have like a guide, and mine looks totally different, but it was just like, oh my God, I'm looking at yours, and then I just texted her like, I'm looking at yours as I'm typing mine. This moment is surreal. Like, it's just surreal because I believed, but you always have in the back of your head this like, but you believed in me. Like,
when I left, I said, "You're coming. Be patient. Be patient."
no, I am gonna bawl because it's true. Like, because you want it and you go after it, but there's still this little part of you that you're like, can I? And it's having somebody else like you just keep pushing, just keep doing it, and that's what I love about what we do.
And that's our team, and that's why no one's alone, and why we make mistakes, and I'm kind of going through the mud to hopefully smooth it out a little bit for you guys,
Right.
so that more can join us in this. I mean, think about all the coaches that haven't gone back to work, who their kids are now in kindergarten and they were going to get a job and don't have to. I mean, there's so many stories. We won't go there right now. We could come back for those. But there's so many stories of this. Forget the physical transformations. We all know that. Right. But I'm talking about not only financial, but the empowerment, the confidence, not having to ask for money to go buy something. Like the independence it creates. So with that,
and a community of amazing people that I get a chance to just like whip by their house at the middle of the day, or meet up with in Punta Cana on a beach somewhere because I haven't seen them in a while, or we'll see them again in New Orleans. And just knowing that I can travel anywhere in this country and we've got friends. Like, it's just amazing. That's amazing the community we have.
So with that, guys, this is our invitation. If you want to hear more, we'd be happy to jump on a phone call, chat with you more about our team, our community, what we do, maybe just to feel better, get healthier, whatever. Honestly, we meet you where you're at, and that's what we do every single day. So thanks for jumping in. We love you guys.
Thanks,
Feel free to share this if someone you think may need it or needs the encouragement, but just go do you.
That's right.
Okay? Bye, guys.
Okay, ending, and now